We know we have a lot of Packers fans. We know that we have a lot of NFC North fans who tune into this show. What else do the Minnesota Vikings have to do? What else do we have to do to be a contender in people's eyes?
I'm telling you, after the Vikings beat the Texans 34-7 at home, after they embarrassed CJ Stroud, I don't think anybody's going to be doubting that this seems legit this week.
Yeah, I mean, look, I understand after you beat the Giants, after you beat them thoroughly, convincingly, it's just the Giants. Then you beat the 49ers. So people are coming out. No, McCaffrey, it's just 1 week.
They might be bad too.
34. Yeah, they might be. They're good. 34-7 over the Texans. Over a Texans team that most people have in their top 5. Hey, by the way, not us. Not us on this show. Just saying.
They're not my top 10 anymore.
Our blind power rankings looking pretty good outside of Ziggy and that Chargers take with an injured Justin Herbert. So 34-7 here.
Where we know Ziggy too.
34-7 over the Texans. Sam Darnold. We have a good friend. Our good friend Mike sent a text today, and he just said, "Are the Vikings unreal?" Mike's known as a jinx in our friend group. Anything he says turns to dust immediately.
I mean, he's a historic jinx.
Historic jinx. Crazy. He go back and watch some old episodes. He says, Vikings looking unreal. And I just wrote back, shut up, please, please. I actually kind of rude at me. And 2 plays later, I see Sam Darnold on the ground, clutching his knee with 4 doctors around him. And I just wrote back, fuck you, Mike. That's legitimately, I said, fuck off, Mike.
It was
a very scary moment there.
It was really funny. Mike texted back. He's like, what did he say? He's like, I'm sitting at home on the couch. It's not me. I don't control this. Like, genuinely, like, sounding like he's pretty angry.
Everyone has that friend. Everyone has that friend that when you're watching a game says something, you go, please, not now, not now. And that's our friend Mike.
That's him, yeah.
But Sam Darnold, so he gets back up. He fights off the Michael jinx, which might even be a miracle in its own right. 17 for 28, 181 yards, 4 touchdowns, big time throws throughout the day. Dude just looked awesome. Aaron Jones over 100 yards. Like the thing is, though, as great as this offense has been and as efficient as Sam Darnold has been, it's the defense. The defense has been off the charts. And Brian Flores, I'm hoping, I would love for Brian Flores to be the defensive coordinator in Minnesota for as long as time goes on. But he's got to start getting head coaching jobs because this defense is just flying around the field. 5 sacks. They're getting all over CJ Stroud today. Turnovers. Like, this is a revamped team. And it's someone, our friend Will came over today and he said, is the Super Bowl on? And I don't want to believe it because that's when I get hurt. But I kind of do think it's on, right? Here's 3 weeks.
Here's the deal, right? It's early in the season. Sam Darnold, big chip on his shoulder. Played well in a couple home games. And I do like this Vikings team a lot. But we'll have a different narrative next week when this team goes on the road to Lambeau and gets absolutely trounced
on this show
by the Packers.
Trounced?
Yes. I think, and I've been high on the Vikings for a while, so they're probably the number 4 team in the power rankings right now.
And Jack, why don't you just put on the Jordan Love jersey?
Well, because I'm repping my Steelers today.
It seems like you're a Packers fan.
This is the Vikings segment. This is the Vikings segment. This is our time.
I like Minnesota. I think Darnold's playing very well, and I like Sam Darnold a lot. I really do. 2 impressive wins today, more impressive than last week. Holding Stroud to 7 points. I was blown away. Now they're going on the road. I think it's a tough spot. I don't think it continues, but Vikings continues.
I will say this, as I think what Paul talking about the defense is good because looking ahead, I think it's really important for the Packers that Jordan Love plays next week. Because as good as Malik Willis has been, I think he's been solid. Flores' defense is the thing it is best at is confusing and challenging single read plays, making it confusing what's going on, right? And Jordan Love, I think, has a better chance of handling that. I'm not saying that he will, but I think if you roll Malik Willis out on the Brian Flores defense, it's doomed. We're quick enough, right? You saw it. CJ Stroud tries to roll out of the pocket, gets hit every time, just about. I think it's important for the Packers that Jordan Love get healthy and actually play.
This isn't the Packers segment yet. Jack's playing to our audience.
Yeah,
right
sorry,
now.
I'm sorry.
We're going to focus here.
Well, I tied this into the Vikings, right? It's what our defense is good at.
What I want to ask Ziggy, the fellow Viking fan, because I am very much right there to believe on this team as being legit. But I'm not going to let myself, you know what? No, I'll let myself go there. I'm really pumped. This team has been awesome. Are you willing to let yourself go there?
To the Super Bowl?
Are you willing to believe? Are you willing to believe that a deep playoff run is possible right now?
I need to see next week.
Okay.
I need to see what this team, because to overcome the Vikings curse, for me to believe that the curse is gone where we always disappoint in the worst way possible, I need to see if they can go to Lambeau, and they don't have to win. But the classic Vikings thing, Paul, is they win these games, they get excited, and then they poop their pants.
They're going to get blown out.
Right? They lose by like 20 plus. You know that's the traditional Vikings maneuver.
They're going to get blown out.
This is the defense is making me believe. It's not Darnold. I think Darnold is good. Sam has a play every like 8 to 10 plays. Sam does something that is borderline disastrous. Today we got away with it. There were multiple plays that could have been a disaster, but we got away with it today. And the defense is masking a lot of the potential problems when the offense goes 3 and out, or Sam's fumbling. Like, the defense has been good enough to cover it up. Where in the past they're letting teams go on 95-yard drives. Right now we're getting turnovers. Things are just going our way. We're knocking in 58-yard kicks off the crossbar or off the goalpost. Like, it is just working. And I know what usually comes, but I'm happy right now. Let's go to the chat a little bit here. Let's see what else is going on in the chat at the moment. From Koenig Reigns, he says, you guys should do Friday night Q&A live with special guest.
Oh.
I mean, who's the special guest?
Want to be our special guest, Koenig Reigns?
Maybe Koenig Reigns.
Why not?
Justin Zarata says, Jack, I feel Hapley is the only explanation for the Packers turning their defense around with only a couple new pieces. Other than the coach, what is your explanation for the turnaround? This should be good. We'll get to we have the Packers and the Packers.
I think Brian Flores might be the even easier case. But
wait, my explanation for the Packers turnaround?
Yeah.
He's basically saying, you know how you say coaches don't matter?
Yeah.
He's basically saying, how do you explain?
You play the Colts and the Titans. They're horrendous. Will Levis and AR. You say he's the worst.
What about Brian Flores, Jack?
I mean, I think the Vikings they were just hungry.
You think if I make you the defensive coordinator, CJ Stroud's putting them 7
I think
points.
they're still super amped to host those big teams. They get up, they rise to the occasion, and they play well. Nothing to do with Brian Flores.
Jake Davis not worried about the Vikes at all. Like, come on, man. Zarada also says, this channel has made me appreciate the Vikings do well. Not sure to get enjoyment when they suck, but admiration that he didn't used to have. So we appreciate that. From Dragons, what? How many defensive coordinators make good head coaches? I get it. I mean, I know that a lot, like some people are meant to be coordinators. Like, that's just how it is. But I do think that Brian Flores has done a decent job. I mean, his time in Miami wasn't a complete disaster when he was there. That team was on the turnaround before his whole situation came up. And a lot of these guys are coordinators before they go on. Most people are. You're always taking a swing. But I think Brian Flores' track record, you got to look at where the Vikings were before and after him. I mean, this team was horrible. And now he's finally got some pieces that are playing like a top 10 unit in football.
Well, no, because you got the Gink. You got Van Ginkel.
I love
Van Ginkel's amazing. Look, if there's anybody to challenge Watt to DPOY, it's Van Ginkel.
Koenig Range, Paul, Vikings suck very bad. Know the name Xavier McKinney. Yeah, no, look, I had the dream that Xavier McKinney won Defensive Player of the Year, and I'm starting to fear that my dreams are real. All right, let's go on to the next game here. We'll come back to the chat in a little bit. Again, please, guys, keep leaving comments, everything. Well, don't worry, we'll get to the listener questions at the end as well.
Are you sweating, Paul?
A little bit.
Jag, you got it.
Yeah, what do you want me to do here?
This is the second time.
Pop your shirt off.
My shirt might have to come off.
That's.
If you do, I'm going. I'm leaving the club.
Yeah, if I do, you're taking yours off too.